Alright folks, what is up? This is One Big Bugga and I am coming at you with Euro Truck Simulator 2. We're continuing our career and I am finally on patch 1.15. I tell you. It took them a while to get around to this patch, although with the holidays, I guess you can't complain too much. So hopefully we won't hopefully we won't experience any crashes due to bugs in the map, hopefully. But one can never tell when using mods. However, it has done what I said it's going to do, and it has reset me back to my home garage. Now, I knew this was coming. I said the last video this would probably happen, and it has. Nothing I can do about it. I am tired. We need to rest. And then we need to get to a garage before we can look for a new load to haul. Take a look at the map. Oops, I hate that. Out of the garage, right, then left. Okay. Oh, hi. Oh, we gotta go all the way around, don't we? Not too much, but enough to bring us under 60,000. Man, we are losing money, and it's still my fault. Man, it is still my fault. Our other driver could have been covering our loan about now. Alright, what do we got? A lot of regular trailers. That is a long mother. And it looks like the only one worthwhile, in all due honesty. You know, I really think that after this trip, if things don't go well, I'm going to turn off the hard mode for a little while, catch up a little bit of money, and then turn it back on. Because I really don't want to see this run get ruined because I messed up a driver, and I don't want to start over. So, I'm not overly fond of taking a normal trailer, but really this will barely cover the price of the loan, and it's going to take 2 days. This, and this won't even cover the price of the loan. So we're going to take another long haul, and part of the reason, again, that these have... Yeah, I knew that truck was there. I remembered. Part of the reason that this one has 20,000 as its reward is because why are there so many vehicles here at night? Well, they're going straight. Is we have 2 ferry runs basically. This is looking to be a 3 or maybe even a 4 video run. Easily. And actually, there's our trailer right there. Stop. Thank you. And we're good. We should, just because this is a regular trailer, be able to swing this with no problem. Oh, we're already off to a bad start. Red light right off the gun. What more can you do? Now here's the interesting part. I don't know if you noticed what I'm hauling, but I'm pretty sure I noticed what I'm hauling. Ice cream. Yeah. I am hauling ice cream. 3,112 kilometers. Now, I know ice cream can travel. Believe me. I live in Hawaii. All ice cream has to be flown over here, refrigerated, and then brought over or flown over again. Because I live on Maui. Whatever. Versus Oahu. But I'm pretty sure they don't slow boat it over here on a cargo ship. You know? Whatever, I suppose. Well, that was a bump. So, not the greatest of news on the front with my wife and her foot. Attendant that moves her second to last toe, and the secondary tendon that moves her smallest toe are both dead, which means her toes can no longer move. And that's probably going to mean she's going to lose her two smallest toes. And she sees a podiatrist next week for her foot for a full-on evaluation of her foot. Now, she hasn't lost her foot yet, and the guy doing the wound care has stated as much. He's fully on stated to her that no, your foot isn't a lost cause, so they're not like going to sever half her foot, which would be if the wound doesn't heal. But they may choose, because although the wound not large in diameter is deep, it's not good. Well, at least we hit this intersection at night. Which means we have very little chance for the traffic to screw me up. Oops. Wrong button. What else is new? I should know my button configuration by now, but I still screw it up. Yeah, you know what? I'm not shutting my high beams off for just one vehicle like that. Not on a country road. But I will accidentally turn them off again. You know, it's because I used to have my high beams for the longest time on the button that I now use to turn them on and off. And if I'm to be honest, I should switch them around because it would prevent me from doing that. Oh, you're turning. Oh, boy. This is going to be a long trip. Not the longest I traveled. The longest trip I traveled was sometime back, man. It was 4,000 something kilometers. And it was from like Egypt to Nigeria or something like that. I forget. I can show you on the map at the end of this run. And yeah, it was 4,000 something kilometers. I think it took me a full 5-day recording. To complete. It's about 3 in the morning. We should get some daylight travel at least. When I travel the back roads, I tend to travel a little bit slower than when I travel the main roads. I usually lock it in. We went up too high because we're on a downhill. I usually try to lock it in. Yeah, see, did it again. There we go. Right at 100. Right at 100 kilometers. That's somewhere around, I believe, 55 to 60. I think it's like 57 or something like that. It feels like a good speed for most of the run, although we've got a couple sharp corners coming up. And obstacle up ahead. Man, I hate not having my high beams on. Ooh, this... Yeah, that was a little too tight for me to want to continue at speed. I've got momentum. Road looks reasonably straight. Doesn't mean it is. No lights in the distance. We're going for it. We can put our high beams back on. You know, but there are trade-offs. When traveling in this game, there are some serious trade-offs. You know, traveling at night, you know, it's harder to see, especially if you can't use your high beams. I mean, you could just leave your high beams on and deal with cars flashing at you, but I try and run it a bit more sim-like, yeah? So I try to turn my high beams off when cars are coming in the other direction, or I'm behind, although in a situation like that, see, that's why I need to move my high beams, because I could have actually reached them. Where I have my high beams now, I actually have to take my thumb off the steering stick. So I think I may swap them around from where my lights turn on and off to high beams on and off for the next video. I need to be careful through here because this is an easy area to get a speeding ticket. I haven't seen a speed sign yet, but I really don't want to risk one. Oh, Driver Charles coming through. Driver Charles, thank you, thank you, thank you. Ooh, that went red. But we made it across before the train came. Whew. But I was just saying earlier, there are trade-offs, like traveling at night can be hard to see. And you don't get to enjoy as much of the scenery. But you have very little traffic. So you just get out there and cruise. As opposed during the day where you can run into tons of traffic. You know, country roads are more interesting to drive, but you can't go as fast. And there's a lot, you know, because there's a lot more curves to deal with. Narrower roads. And again, you know, if you run into traffic, it can be really stifling as compared to running on a highway. Highways are great to run on. You know, you can get out there and cruise and you know, get around most traffic, and you don't have to deal with too many twists and turns. Whereas the drawback is it actually is less interesting. You know, you don't feel as invested like that factory over there. You don't get to see that off a major highway. We got a big old hairpin coming up very soon. Usually hairpins like that means either a climb or a decline. And I'm going to say that this is a climb. Not too bad. I mean, our load's not very heavy. It's only 13 tons, I believe. And we got a 460 horsepower motor underneath. So we should really be able to handle hills with this setup, no problem. Yep, we get some daylight coming up finally, as it's approaching 5 in the morning, game time. This should go fairly smoothly. I think we're looking at a good first leg. Now, if I personally have to choose my favorite time to drive in this game, it's right about this time. Yeah, it's right about this time with the sun's not quite up, the traffic's not, you know, building up yet. There's not a lot of traffic, but there, you know, there's enough sunlight that you can see. There's kind of that haze in the air, you know, of the sunrise coming. Yeah, but then it gets spoiled because you finally do run into traffic. But this is my favorite time and my favorite oh, I screwed that up hard. How bad is it? Only 1% to the truck. Wow. I got so lucky. Wow, I got so lucky. I was in full-on cruise mode. I was in full-on cruise mode. Now I'm distracted by what happened. I was in cruise mode. I had momentum. I thought I could get by. I wasn't looking close enough at the other side. And I almost paid for it really, really badly. That would have been devastating if that had been as bad as it could have. In short, I'm going to be honest with you. It was a boneheaded move to make that pass like I did. But I did the one thing that I felt I could do to try and minimize the impact of, well, the impact. And it seems to have paid off. If you ever find yourself in a situation like that where you're trying to pass a car and a car is coming the other way, and you have the choice of hitting the car coming at you or the car that you're like trying to pass, or you know, like you saw me, like I was still behind, then the trick really is, I think we're okay to another rest stop. Alright, now I can see up ahead. The trick really is to not do what I'm doing here either. To hit the car that's going in the same direction that you are, because that will actually minimize the impact. If you take the car coming at you head on, it's going to be a lot more devastating. So you're better off impacting the car that's going in the direction you are, because the impact will be a lot less severe. Although, hopefully you don't do like I did and make a boneheaded maneuver like that, and you don't have to make the emergency decision to hit a vehicle at all. That, of course, is ideal. But I know myself a little too well. I get into these ultra cruise modes and I tend to lose focus. I mean, it's difficult, if I'm to be completely honest with you. It is actually difficult to commentate, even if you're just talking like I do. You just kind of meander around topic to topic. It's difficult to do that and play a game at the same time. It really is. Tomorrow, if I get the chance, I gotta take my wife to her wound care appointment. But when I get the chance, I get home, I really need to dust off my computer. It's not bad. It's actually been doing fairly well. There hasn't been a lot of dust. There hasn't been a lot of buildup, and I did a quick kind of like patch dusting of it. But I need to do a full dusting. I need to take it while it's shut down, clean off the fins for the radiator, and then pull the video card out and blast the video card out with an air can. Of course, looks like both my air cans are missing their red. Oops. I was looking over at my air cans. Looks like both of my air cans are missing the red stem, which if they are, I think I might have a spare. Not sure. Well, looks like we've done our country driving. At least for now. Looks like we're headed back for the highway. Oh, that was a big loading pause. Oh, I want to be over here. Once I get back on the highway, I'm going to have to reset the video. See, these loading pauses would be less noticeable for me, and probably less often once I dust my computer out. It helps that I'm recording towards the evening, so it's cooler. But still. No. You. 2% to the truck. Trailer is still looking safe, although that doesn't mean it is. I've sometimes had it say 0 damage, and I actually came in with damage. And I'm not happy that my truck's already 2%, and we still have a long way to go. But again, as much as I'm frustrated at the game, and it is partially the game's fault, not the car AI that was driving, the general design of the game with the exit, with the lane I'm traveling in turning into an off-ramp. You know, again, that's a big complaint I've always had, but something that'll never be fixed. Hopefully, when they come out with American Truck Simulator, it'll be fixed. But in this game, it'll never see it. Now, what was my fault is not glancing over at the sat-nav enough and realizing, hey, exit coming up, I should be in the middle lane or the outer lane. And right now, I am looking for my next rest stop. Because we are going to need to rest fairly soon. So what I do is I kind of look for the next rest stop, and then I judge how much stamina meter I have versus where the rest stop after that is. Alright, here's our rest stop coming up, by the looks of it. Our next rest stop is this gas station, and there's even one after that. I honestly believe we can make it at least to the gas station, because we haven't started yawning, which is kind of like the big cursory to the needing a rest stop, and our stamina meter hasn't turned red either, and those two rest stops are not that far away. So get over into your lane. I'll tell you, it feels really, really good to be able to hit the cruise control every so often now. Again, another drawback. Another drawback to country roads versus highway. In highway, it's a lot easier to hit the cruise control, so you don't have to hold the damn throttle down, which puts a lot of strain on your hand. You see, like that. This off-ramp, continuing to go and think one lane, complete bull. Complete and total bull. I'm going to bypass the gas station and go for the rest stop after it, which is kind of like right there. You can actually see it already coming up on the map, and I need to slow down. But I'm pretty sure that there's not another rest stop close enough after that. I mean, we can look at the map, but if I remember correctly, this is the one we're coming up to. We got to go around that all the way down there to that gas station. So no, not really. I don't trust trying to make it that far. So even though we haven't started yawning yet, this is going to be our first rest stop. No questions asked. And hopefully by this time, when I record my next round, I'll not only have my light situation figured out, but I will also have my video card and my video card dusted off. Oh, lovely rain. And there's the loan, whatever. Yeah, but hopefully I'll have all that done. And things will be smoothed out a little bit on the loading and all that, and it won't load, be so hard to load. But one thing I wanted to show you real quick. I have to, no, zoom out. Okay. I went from here on the extreme end, Cairo, all the way, all over this way, to literally here, Casablanca. I drove from one end of the top of the Africa map to the other. That's 4,000 plus kilometers of pure driving. Like, this is 3,000 something, but you get this ferry distance and this ferry distance, which is going to knock off a couple of big chunks of time and distance. This was just all road, no ferry whatsoever. Believe me, it was an interesting drive, to say the least. But enough about that. Anyways, that's going to be me done for this episode. A couple of close calls there, but our trailer's still looking good. 2% damage to the truck, where it should probably only be 1%, if that. But again, stupidity and not paying attention does come into play when you're driving. So, anyways, hope you'll join me next time. Until then, this is going to be one big bugger. I'm going to be signing out, and I'll see you then.